Hey folks, I was watching CNBC just recently, and they had Paul Tudor Jones on, who's a billionaire hedge fund manager, a very successful guy, definitely has a good gauge on the markets and where they're going to go. And he's kind of talking about something that I've been talking about forever. Eventually, the Fed is going to pivot. They can't raise interest rates forever. And just think what's going to happen after that. So, this is basically a temporary blip in history. Here's a little bit of the interview. I found it to be pretty cool, interesting stuff.
There's too much money, which is why we have inflation, and too much fiscal spending. Something like crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, where there's a finite amount of that will have value at some point, someday. I don't know when that will be, but it will have value. That scarcity.
And the value at a much higher number than where we are today.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Like?
I would think, so we're probably getting ready to go through the recession playbook, more likely than not. Sometime, I don't know whether it started now or whether it started 2 months ago. You always find out, and you're always surprised about when recession officially starts. But I'm assuming we're going to go into one. There's a specific playbook around that. And
what is that playbook?
Well, so that playbook is most recessions last about 300 days from the commencement of it. The stock market's down, say, 10%. The first thing that will happen will be short rates will stop going up and will start going down before the stock market actually bottoms. So that's why you could argue that two-year rates here may have some value, or somewhere through here. And term premium gets put back into a variety of assets, into bond markets, into stock markets, and that's obviously what's happening. So you're seeing multiples compress in the stock market, as they should, and you're starting to see bond markets sell off because, again, term premiums being put back into them. So I would say when we get into that recession, there will be a point when the Fed stops hiking. There will be a point when it starts to either slow down or even at some point it'll reverse those cuts. And when that happens, you'll probably have a massive rally in a variety of beaten down inflation trades, including crypto.
I want to bring Becky into the conversation.
All right, folks, this is kind of the point I've been trying to nail home for the last couple months. This is a Fed-induced pullback recession. Even though we're in a bear market for crypto, maybe the Fed has made it a little worse than it would be. Who knows? But at least stocks are basically crashing. The real estate market's going to be pulling back. And that's basically because the Fed has to lower interest rates and has to stop or has to raise interest rates because we have to stop inflation. But once all that ends, just think of the kind of money that's going to flood back into the markets. So the question is, how long is it going to take for the Fed to pivot? For me, I think it's going to be at maximum another year. But if it is at maximum another year, that basically falls right into the 2024 Bitcoin halving. That could be part of perfect timing. But I'd say anything between 6 months and a year. So basically going through winter, going through spring, and then maybe the start of the summer, we see Bitcoin and stocks start to really rebound, and Bitcoin gets back to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, hovers there for a while, then goes back, to all-time highs near the halving. But all the smart money is saying the same thing. You're going to see a pullback on risk assets, which we've basically seen, and then eventually people are going to put their money back in the risk assets as soon as they think the Fed is finished with the whole trying to curb inflation. So that's why I always say this is the time to be buying, whether you're buying Bitcoin at 19,000 or 12,000. It really doesn't matter at this point. Definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't spend all your money on crypto and risk asset right now. Put like 50% in and basically have the rest in case we dump further, which we probably will. But this is a temporary blip in history, and you're going to look back on this blip in a year or two and be like, I should have bought more. Even me, who makes crypto videos every day, and I've been in this market since 2017, even I'm going to look back in a few years and say I should have put more money in, because as ballsy as I seem on these videos, I still have fear where I'm not going to put all my money into crypto because you never know what's going to happen. But the people who buy now and the people who have money on the side are the people who are going to basically prevail when this little blip in history of the whole interest rates and the Fed and all that, once all this blows over, end of winter, spring, summer, whenever it is, you're going to see so much money flooding back into these markets. Like I said in the previous video, your head is going to explode and you're not even going to believe it. Of course, nothing's 100% guaranteed in life. Anything can happen. I could be wrong. Paul Tudor Jones could be wrong, but I'd like to put my money on Paul Tudor Jones. The guy's a multi-billionaire. So how about we listen to the billionaires for once and the smart people, you know? All right, folks, like and subscribe. Have a good day.